Today, I'm going to tell you about a kind of magic in futures trading. Look, right now you can see a position opened with 10 times leverage on my screen. But if you look at the bottom right corner, there's no liquidation price. Today, I'll explain how to reset the liquidation price and as a result, how to avoid getting liquidated. But before that, I have a request from you. Please don't share this secret with anyone. Let this secret stay between us and let's avoid getting liquidated in our futures trades on Binance. Come on friends, let's get into our video. Friends, welcome back to my video. As I just mentioned, today I'm going to tell you about a kind of magic trick. But magicians don't actually cut anyone in half during a magic show. They use a technique. Today we're going to reset a liquidation price. We won't get liquidated, but we won't be doing any magic either. We'll use a technique. I'm going to explain this technique. I do these trades on Binance. If you don't have a Binance account, you can sign up for Binance by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or by using the link in the video description. At the same time, you get a 20% commission discount and can earn up to $600 in bonuses. And finally, we have a private Telegram group that's closed to outsiders. You become eligible to join this group. The details are in the video description. Now let's get back to our video. I'm going to explain what it means to get liquidated in futures trading. Right now you see a position on the screen. Our margin is $1,250. I've allocated $1,250 to this position, and if you look at my liquidation price, it's showing as $1,420. So if Ethereum drops to $1,420, my $1,250 in margin and the amount shown as available in futures, look, you can see it, my $3,760 will be wiped out, totaling a $5,000 loss. I'd lose my entire futures wallet because of this cross position. If Ethereum hits 1420, I lose it all. That's liquidation. The difference from spot is this: you bought Ethereum. Even if Ethereum drops by half, nothing happens to your money. Or even if it drops to a quarter of its value, one Ethereum is still one Ethereum. But futures trading is a contract. And that's why if the price drops below a certain point, it's goodbye. All the money in your position gets wiped out and doesn't come back. But at the beginning of the video, we didn't have a liquidation price. Now I'll explain how to eliminate the liquidation price. Now friends, first I'm closing this position. By the way, don't forget to like the video and you can ask any questions you have about futures trading that you don't understand. I'm explaining everything very clearly, and I will continue to explain. If you know nothing about futures trading, you can also click on the video I just sent as a pop-up, which is specially made for beginners and understand futures trading very well. Now friends, I've reduced my leverage to 5 times. Look, at the top there are cross and isolated options. In order to reset the liquidation price in futures trading, we need to select cross. I've selected cross, and now I'm going to open a position. Now look, what is called cost here is my expense. The most important part for resetting the liquidation price here is the cost. In other words, my expense, the math works like this. I have $5,017 available. Now, $5,017 divided by my leverage amount, how much is that? 5 times. 5,000 divided by 5 equals 1,000. Even if I open a position below $1,000, say a $980 position, I no longer have a liquidation price, and this eliminates that risk in futures trading. Look, I'm going to open a position worth $953. I clicked on buy long and confirmed it. My position was opened immediately. I'm scrolling down to my position. Did you also notice the thing in the bottom right corner? There's no liquidation price. The liquidation price is now gone. That's it. The formula is simple. Let me repeat it. My available parameter in futures trading. I divide this by my leverage amount, and that's the margin for the position I'll open. Look, here it became $950. So that's my cost. It needs to be below this. 5,000 divided by 5 equals 1,000. So even if I open a position worth $980, I will never get liquidated. Now, shall we add another position next to this one? Again, it won't be a liquidatable position, but there will be some differences. Now, if you open just a single position, even if Ethereum drops all the way to $200, you won't get liquidated. It will act somewhat like spot, but it's different from spot. I'll explain the differences between these. Alongside this, friends, we will also open a Ripple position. What was our formula, friends? The total balance of the futures wallet equals $5,000. I divided this by my leverage amount, which is 5 times. So it's $1,000. I'll open a position below $1,000, specifically at $980 or $970. Look, I opened a Ripple position worth $970. Using 5 times cross leverage, I have 2 open positions. Neither Ethereum nor Ripple have liquidation prices. Try this effective Binance Futures product, friends. But if you don't have a Binance Futures account, you can quickly sign up for Binance using the link below, and you can also benefit from a welcome bonus of up to $600. Don't forget to click the link, friends. Now, what did I just say? If I have only one position, even if Ethereum drops overnight, even if it falls to $200, I won't be affected. But if I have more than one open position, if I have both Ethereum and Ripple open, and the market starts to go really badly, after a while, the market pulls back significantly, it drops by 30%, it drops by 40%, My liquidation prices start to appear here, and I run the risk of being liquidated. But I closed Ripple. Look, right now I have only one position. Even if all hell breaks loose, my position here won't get liquidated, friends. Now, some of you might ask this question. But okay, so what's the difference from spot trading? Here's the difference, friends. I opened a $5,000 position here. My size is $4,750. If I bought Ethereum, I'd have $5,000 worth. Now here too, I bought $5,000 worth of Ethereum, but I still have $4,000 in debt. And here, for example, when Ethereum doubles in price, when Ethereum starts to take off, do you know what happens? You know the $4,000 I left as margin here? I can use $2,000 of that to open other trades, use it in spot trading, or use it elsewhere. So this is a way of using leverage in a risk-free manner. What will I explain to you in the upcoming videos? I will share special tactics for Binance Futures trading. With these tactics, you will reduce your risk of losing and increase your chances of winning. But of course, there is always a lot of risk. Friends, crypto is already risky and leveraged markets are even riskier. You know this, we mention it every time. I hope everything was clear. But as I said, I'm here for anything you don't understand. Just leave a comment, that's enough. Go ahead and leave a comment right away. I will gladly respond to these comments and we'll get to know each other better. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, now is the perfect time, because in the upcoming videos we'll be talking about strategies for futures trading. It looks like the market is going to do well these days. I hope the trades you make bring you profit. Hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.